Holy Ghost is on the move.
Yeah, Firebirds had a lot of momentum.
Right from the jump for the Firebirds, who look really good.
Hello everyone and welcome to Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds Playoff Soccer, where we have the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds taking on the visiting Upper Perkiomen Indians. I'll be your voice for this today's game. Caden Stewart, Matt Rockwell in the background taking care of all the tech equipment for you. So rosters being announced at the moment, we'll give you to that.
Number 21, Ethan Barr. Number 22, Teo Deskovich. Number 27, Luke Gerstenberg. Number 30, Logan Watkins. Number 35, Mateo Schneid. Nick Durant. Number 23, Austin Farrington. And number 9, Jimmy Freed. And your starters for Holy Ghost Prep. Number 32, Jace Bowden. Number 26, Justin Burns. Number 14, Labrant Davis. Number 6, Anthony Fanelli. Number 10, Lucas Herrera. Number 17, Ryan Niemczak. Number 2, Danny Price. Number 7, Easton Ruppersberger. Your goalie, number 98, Tim Devine. Number 24, Anthony Ramos. And number 30, Mike Cancelliere. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand now and face the flag as we honor the United States of America with the singing of the national anthem by Owen Smith.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. All right, welcome back to live Holy Ghost Prep Firebird soccer playoffs, where we have round one of the district playoffs between the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds and the Perkiomen Indians. The Indians will get the ball to start. There'll be two 40-minute halves. Our last game for the Firebirds at home went to overtime and a 3-2 win. So the Indians start off with the ball at midfield. They'll go back and forth. Now the Firebirds are going to take it away. It's Ruppersberger. Try to get the pass. It just goes by him and into the leg of Justin Burns. Now Burns quickly gives it back to Price. Price downfield to Labrant Davis. Davis, he's explosive. He's going to get towards the net. Davis being pressured back. Fires a shot. And it is loose in front. Kicked away by Perkiomen. But Labrant Davis, the shining star of this Firebirds offense, always getting his licks in. And plenty of scoring opportunities will be around today for him. Now Fanelli trying to keep it in the Firebirds offensive zone. It'll be deflected back up into the air for Labrant Davis. Davis looks like a hits it. Goes over near the near side, almost out of bounds. Now a battle for the ball ensues. Davis being pressured down and out of bounds. And it looks like it'll be a corner kick for the Firebirds. Indeed it will be. The Firebirds get an early scoring opportunity here, just 1 minute and 5 seconds into regulation. That'll be Lucas Herrera sending it in from the near corner. Herrera launches one, goes just over the net and over everyone else's head. They'll go near the out of bounds line, but stay in. Kick downfield past Ruppersberger. Ruppersberger now looks to play more defense. Now Perkiomen tried to go back on offense, and now it's Labrant Davis again. Davis finding separation and into the corner, and the play will be blown dead as it went out of bounds. So Perkiomen now takes over off their two-hand pass on the inbound, and they'll keep it in. So they'll have another throw in. They'll throw it past Davis down the near side, and again it trickles out of bounds. But this time Price will throw it in for the Firebirds. Price throws it in near Labrant Davis. Perkiomen takes over further downfield. And now it's Fanelli with the ball. Fanelli gets a shot on goal, and it's a good save for the Perkiomen Indian goaltender. So Perkiomen will clear. That's their goaltender, Austin Farrington. Now here's Perkiomen. Perkiomen on a 1-on-5. It's quickly turned over. Ramos sends it down. Ramos looking for Davis, and he overshot him by a mile, but it slows down the wet grass. There's a slight bit of rain before today's game, so the ball will not be rolling as much. As now Davis got a pass to center looking for Fanelli. That didn't get to him. Now Fanelli tries to get the rebound off the clear attempt. And Perkiomen takes over. Up across midfield, it's the Indians. Now along the near side, and it's lofted up into the air by Burns. Up again at midfield. I hear the Firebirds again, and it's Fanelli. Fanelli trying to weave between defenders. It goes over to Cancelliere along the far side, near the Perkiomen bench. Cancelliere gives it back to Herrera. Herrera with a stutter step. Works his way around a defender. Fires a shot towards the nets, headed back up into the air by an Indian. And over near the far corner. It's Cancelliere again trying to play keep-in. That's Herrera. A kick almost went out of bounds. Burns sends one towards the net, and it'll be caught in midair by Farrington. So a little more than 3.5 minutes have elapsed off the clock so far, still scoreless. Farrington with a drop kick up at midfield. Headed into the air by Price. Here come the Firebirds. It's Fanelli. Fanelli with separation. Fanelli tried to get a shot on goal, and scooped up by Fanelli. Or scooped up by Austin Farrington. Farrington now with a low line drive kick. It's headed back over by Easton Ruppersberger. Ruppersberger heads it over to Lucas Herrera. Herrera looked to go to center, went off the hip of an Indian. Now he launches downfield for Labrant Davis. Davis fires a shot, and it just misses wide. A perfect centering shot that just didn't get enough spin on towards the net, and it stays scoreless. The Indians take over off the shot that went out of bounds by Labrant Davis. Now it'll be a low, slow ground ball pass to center. The Indians take it upfield. Along this near side is Ruppersberger. Ruppersberger who drops it off. Price tried to clear. It was blocked down. And now it's Niemczak who has to loft it over near midfield. In between midfield and the far side, it's Herrera and Cancelliere. It's Herrera who kicks it down for Fanelli. Fanelli finds an opening. Fanelli with a shot on goal, and he scores. The Firebirds strike first. Anthony Fanelli goes into the corner, does his celebration. And with 5 minutes gone in this first period, or 5 minutes gone in this first half, it is 1-0 HGP. Fanelli off another great pass by Herrera, pulled it away from Farrington, found an opening, found a slot, and went right through it. So 1-0 Firebirds. The Indians take over just as they did to start the game. Upper Perkiomen. They'll be lofted downfield again. It's Price trying to outrun his man. Now it's Fanelli saying it wasn't off on him, and it'll be ruled in his favor. It's So the Firebirds, after a quick offensive flurry, give it right back to the goaltender Farrington. Farrington had a drop kick, and that was definitely mishit, and it sails right out of bounds without hitting any type of grass inbounds. Farrington, frustrated, as himself will go back into his net. Price will patrol near side, calling his men around. Throws it with the two-hand throw in again, and it's dropped back for Niemczak, and the Firebirds try to reset. Niemczak mishandles it. Now it goes down to Devine. And Devine's able to corral it. And send it down up across midfield again. Just over the head of Cancelliere, who tried to go for the head ball attempt. Now it's Burns who has a slow head ball back up to midfield. And both teams playing hot potato with it. It'll be the Indians to take over. Up along the near side, whistle sounds. It was Price that cleared it down. And the ball belonged to the Firebirds as the whistle sounded before Price kicked it. Price will drop it down, let it set, and then launches it down near the right near goal. It's Fanelli trying to pass it back to Herrera. And now the Firebirds again in great offensive position. Davis gets the ball knocked away, and it'll go out of bounds, ruled off of Labrant Davis. And the Indians take over with their defensemen all the way down near their own net. Perkiomen lofts up near midfield. It's Burns who heads it for the wide open Davis. Davis looking to make a move. Being pressured out. Dumps it off for, looks like Burns. Burns goes down on the ground. So does an Indian. And now Davis fires a shot on goal. It's headed away and almost in, but just missed along this near right side of the net. The Indians will line it up at their own net and try to clear it down. 8 minutes gone in the first half. It's 1-0 Firebirds off the goal by Fanelli. Ruppersberger will head back to clear pass. Or head back to clear attempt. Now Burns pressures the Indians back into their own zone. Burns looking for somewhere to go. An Indian went tumbling to the ground after bumping into Burns. Whistle sounds and the ball belongs to Upper Perkiomen. Perkiomen will get the pass over to the outskirts of their box. Fires a shot to center. It's headed away. And that was Logan Watkins who got the centering pass. And now Firebird and an Indian both go colliding to the ground up at the top of the box in front of Tim Devine. So possession will be awarded to Upper Perkiomen. And they'll have a shot to try to tie the game up at 1 with 9 minutes gone in the first half. The Indians delegating who should take the ball. They'll choose their man. 2 men touch it. Fires a shot. Devine catches it. Now drops it and pounces on it again. A great save by Tim Devine in net. It bounced right out of his hands, and he has great ball awareness, able to pounce right back on to keep this game scoreless for the Firebird defense. Now here's Fanelli getting the great lead pass by Labrant Davis. Fanelli pass to center. It's lofted into the air. Out in front of the net. It's loose. Still loose. Herrera, can he get it in? And he's forced away and lofts it over the net. The Firebirds with yet another great scoring opportunity that comes up empty. And the Indians love to see another day at a 1-goal deficit. Here's Upper Perkiomen again to midfield. And again, the Firebirds are the first one to touch it off the pass. It's Fanelli going back and forth along the far side with Herrera. Herrera trying to get right back to Fanelli, but it's intercepted. Fanelli now takes it right back. Fanelli cutting in. Shot. It's saved. Drops and scores! The Firebirds with their quick start offense strike again. It's Burns who knocks it right in off the deflection. 2-0 Firebirds with 10.5 gone in the first half. Fanelli with his second point of the game already. This one an assist to Burns. And a senior Justin Burns. Getting his name called a lot early on. And now this time in a big way. It's 2-0 Firebirds. Brian Niemczak with words of encouragement from outside the box in front of Tim Devine. The Firebirds take it over along the far side in between both benches. It's cleared down, looking for Fanelli. The red-hot Fanelli, and a diving save by Austin Farrington to keep the ball contained. Now Farrington will dribble it with his hand. And I'll drop kick it up again at midfield. And again, the Firebirds touch it first. It's Price going back and forth. Looking for Cancelliere, but it's taken over by the Indians. Here's Upper Perkiomen. That's pass back for Davis. Davis across midfield. Davis sprinting down the near side. Labrant Davis looking for an opening. He's going to have one. Davis trying to get towards the net. He's being pressured out. Now he regains possession. Cuts on again. Keeps it in bounds. A centering pass and nobody home. Looking for Herrera. Ruppersberger gets a shot on goal, but it's blocked before it got there. Now Perkiomen up across midfield again. Upper Perkiomen trying to cut the lead in half. A pass across. Now one bounce slow roller. Had a little bit of backspin on it. That was Jaydan Heiser. And the Firebirds were able to clear it out over near the scorer's table and over Jeff Jacoby's cart. Divine sends it down for the Firebirds. Ruppersberger over near the scorer's table. Ball loose out in front. It's cleared down by Burns. Burns to the wide open Labrant Davis. Davis with a one-on-one. Davis, and it's kicked away. Great defense by Upper Perkiomen to keep the game at 2-0, as Labrant Davis is always deadly with a leg, and it stays 2-0 with 12 minutes and 42 seconds gone in the first half. Davis will give it to Herrera for the Firebirds' second corner kick of the game. And it'll be from the same exact spot along this near left sideline. He'll hold his hand up. Lofts it well over the net. It's headed back towards the net, and a little bit of a mishandle by Justin Burns. And it goes out of bounds. The Indians take over. The Indians line up, looking to get some momentum back because it's been all Firebirds here early. Cancelliere should take over on the miss. Cancelliere dumps it off. Fanelli. And Fanelli couldn't get it anywhere near the net. Now he's being pressured back. Fanelli lofts it up. In the air, Cancelliere sliding, and he couldn't get enough of his leg on it to get towards the net with enough power. And it slowly trickles out of bounds behind him. Upper Perkiomen will again elect a defenseman to send it down, except that instead of their goaltender Farrington. It's cleared up again. Ruppersberger knocks it in the air. Burns with a knee-high pass. The Firebirds looking to go on the attack. It's Ruppersberger with a one-bounce pass that goes out of bounds and maybe off the leg of an Indian, but it is ruled as the latter off of Ruppersberger. Now here are the Firebirds again. The Indians are going to go on the attack. Over along the near far corner, it's Burns with more great defense. A centering pass headed away by Price. A perfect angle on the header by Price. It was Jace Bauer putting the pressure on defense. Price drops it off. It's Anthony Ramos. Ramos making a move. Ramos up along the near side, looking for Labrant Davis. He's going to find him. Here's Davis with a great pass. Labrant Davis trying to cut in, and it's kicked away by Upper Perkiomen. And it goes out of bounds along this near corner. Daniel Price along the near side. It's a one-bounce pass for Labrant Davis. Davis trying to make a move. Davis being pressured out. He turns it over to Upper Perkiomen. And another Perkiomen player slips. The wet grass has really been a factor for both teams today, but Upper Perkiomen seem not be able to hold their footing. And now it seems the Firebirds will be able to inbound and right in front of the Indians bench. There's a two-hand throw-in. It'll go off the leg of a Firebird, which appears to be Cancelliere. Both teams saying they have it, but it's awarded to the Firebirds. And as Burns is about to throw it in, it's whistled dead, and he'll move up a few more feet closer to the net. Burns a two-hand forward toss. It's headed up into the air by Upper Perkiomen, and they'll take it away. And now it's kicked away by Fanelli. Fanelli chest balls it into the air. And now more commotion out in front. And the Indians pull it away. Upper Perkiomen coming across midfield. Stutter step, pass down, and it's cleared away by Brian Niemczak. Niemczak may have been trying to lead Lucas Herrera, but he just overled him, and Herrera pulls off. Here are the Indians with another drop kick punt back up to midfield. This time the Indians are the first touch it, but they'll pass it right to Price. Divine calling for Price to pass it back. Price will clear it instead. Price lofts it down. It's for Fanelli. The red-hot Fanelli. A centering pass, and it is loose out in front, and another great save by Perkiomen. Lucas Herrera had a brilliant opportunity to put it in off the rebound. It'll stay in bounds. Here the Firebirds trying to go with the centering pass, and it's headed away by Upper Perkiomen. There may be a 2 spot on the board for the Firebirds, but based on the amount of opportunities they've had, you could say Upper Perkiomen's defense has been spectacular so far. The Indians will kick it down from midfield. It's sent towards the net with Divine waiting patiently. He hasn't had much action yet, and Ruppersberger prevents that any more from happening. Here come the Firebirds, up across midfield. Davis is misled again. And here's the Indians. From midfield, it's lofted towards the near side. Extending out to get it was Matthew Fisher. Fisher with a quick dump pass. Now here's Logan Watkins. Watkins on net, cutting back and forth. Watkins is going to have a shot, and it's deflected straight up into the air. And off the top of the top bar of the net, and out of play. Great defense from the Firebirds' front line. And Divine waiting patiently if anything were to get past them. So it'll be a corner kick for the Indians along this near corner. It's sent towards the net and caught by Tim Divine in midair. The corner was sent down by Braden Jarum. And now here's Fanelli. Fanelli in open field. Goes it to Davis. It goes right through an Indian defender's legs. And now here are the Indians up along midfield. It's Price who lofts it towards Anthony Fanelli. Fanelli with a pass to Mike Cancelliere. Cancelliere can't handle it. Now Ruppersberger takes it over. Ruppersberger with Jace Bauer behind him. Takes a pass. And it goes, looks like off the face of an Indian, Theodore Diskovich. But either way, the Firebirds will have possession. They quickly give it right back to the Indians. Upper Perkiomen with a clearing pass, and it's headed away by Brian Niemczak. Niemczak misleads Burns by too much. Lucas Herrera at midfield. Herrera over to Ruppersberger. Ruppersberger with the open Price next to him. Will choose to go towards the net for Labrant Davis. Davis is open. Davis is along the near corner. Davis sent it towards the net, and it's off the top post. Labrant Davis, a few inches away from a 3-0 game. I hear the Firebirds. Herrera goes down to the ground. He slipped again. He'll cut towards the net. More great offense by the Firebirds. They keep it in play, but the Indians are able to take it right back over after the collision between Herrera and an Indian. Ruppersberger is able to sidestep it out of bounds and keep the offensive attack from Upper Perkiomen quiet. Two-hand throw in again. It's headed back out of bounds by Easton Ruppersberger. And the first ball lost I-95 today. It goes out of bounds, bouncing over the fence. And now Fanelli. Fanelli tried to read it and overran it. And now Burns trying to keep it in play. Dumps off to Cancelliere. Cancelliere moving around with it. Looking for help. He'll dump off to Jace Bauer. Bauer to Burns on the near side. Justin Burns. Dumps off for Herrera. Herrera moves in. Dumps off to Cancelliere. Here's Mike Cancelliere. Cancelliere over to Burns, and Burns' shot was deflected down. And now Burns with a head ball towards the ground. And who will possession be awarded to? It appears they'll be awarded to the Indians. 18 minutes and 42 seconds to play in this first half. The Firebirds with 2 quick goals in the first 10.5 minutes made it 2-0, nothing since then. Now here's Ramos for the Firebirds. Ramos lofts it down. Davis and Fanelli both with opportunities. It'll be Davis who pressures the needs to turn the ball over, but they won't. They'll come up along this near side, inching their way, piece by piece. And now I turn it over at midfield, Ruppersberger. Ruppersberger, a stutter step. Easton Ruppersberger looks for Cancelliere. Cancelliere couldn't see it in time, and it goes out of bounds. There's a two-hand forward pass. It's Cancelliere moving in and out. By Cancelliere, looking for Labrant Davis. It'll be a toe tap and sent down by the Indians again. It's Price and Ramos playing hot potato. Ramos gives it up, and Devine will come out of his own box to corral it. So Devine, only this third time today he's had to touch the ball. But all three have been big to keep the game in a 2-0 lead for the Firebirds. Devine launches it down. It's a perfect header by Fanelli. Fanelli with a shot, and Fanelli passed over to Davis, who had a great shot, and it was tipped into the air by Austin Farrington. It'll be a corner kick for the Firebirds as Herrera heads into the corner along with Price. And so the Firebirds, after another quick offensive flurry, give it over to the Indians. The Upper Perkiomen from their own net, sending it towards midfield. It's headed into the air. Back to the Firebirds with Ramos. Ramos to Labrant Davis. Davis with more separation. Davis trying to get a look on net. He's had one shot on goal all day. Had more great defense from Upper Perkiomen, taking him completely out of the game. So a slight sprinkle coming down here at Holy Ghost Prep. It'll be Upper Perkiomen at midfield. It'll be chest balled away by Mike Cancelliere. Here's Upper Perkiomen, lofts it downfield, and Devine will call off his defenseman Niemczak and make the catch in midair. Devine launches it across midfield. It'll go just over the head of Fanelli. Fanelli gives it right back. Now here are the Firebirds with Burns. Burns with Jace Bauer behind them. They'll dump it off to him. Bauer lofts up along the near side. And here's Fanelli. Fanelli with a great lead. Fanelli dumps off to Labrant Davis, and Davis has the ball kicked away from him and out of bounds. There'll be another corner kick for the Firebirds, their fourth of the game. It'll be Price along this far corner. Daniel Price holds his hand in the air, launches it towards the net. It's headed ball into the air, and out of play, out of bounds. And Upper Perkiomen will patrol the outskirts of the box. They'll set it up to clear. It'll be a little bit of a miss hit. It comes up short of midfield. Cancelliere able to head the ball in the air by Cancelliere. And now it's Labrant Davis with a quick turnover. Labrant Davis, a 2-on-1. Battling his way, almost found a hole. And now it's Ramos with a quick dump off back to Ethan Beede. Beede to Price. And then Price right at Fanelli. Fanelli with the lane. Anthony Fanelli taking advantage. Fanelli cuts across. Now passes along the far side to Herrera. Herrera tries to make a move. Herrera the shot. And just missed again. Burns signaling that close to a goal, and it certainly was. It was a brilliant centering pass by Herrera, and Burns knows he should have had it. That would have been Burns' second goal of the game. He has the most recent of the two for the Firebirds. The first one belonging to Anthony Fanelli, who had another attempt at the ball. Upper Perkiomen again clears it down. It's Ramos. Ramos in it downfield for Labrant Davis. Davis being pressured out to the outskirts of the box along this far side. Labrant Davis. They trying to make him move in. He's being pressured out. And it'll go out of bounds. Ruled off of the Indians, so Price comes over to do the two-hand toss-in. Price throws it in towards Fanelli. Fanelli gives it right back to Labrant Davis. Davis now gives it back to Cancelliere. Cancelliere, the shot on goal. It's kicked away, and almost an own goal by Upper Perkiomen, but Upper Perkiomen takes it away. It was kneed away by a Firebird. Looks like Fanelli. And now the Indians take it across midfield. And they turn it over to Fanelli. Fanelli with more great defense. And the Indians wiggle right around them. Upper Perkiomen. And it's tipped away. Ramos stops the momentum. Now Ethan Beede and Justin Burns trying to go back and forth with it. Here come the Indians on the far side. Centering shot, and it's kicked away. It looks like Niemczak got a piece of it before it got to his intended target, Logan Watkins. And the Indians come up empty. Tim Devine will line up the ball. Try to steady it on the wet grass. The Firebirds in their home blues. The Indians in their away whites. Fanelli in his casual sky to aquamarine blue. His fast goes just over the head of Burns. And now Burns lofts it towards the sideline. The Firebirds should keep it in play with Herrera. Herrera trying to make a move to center. There are the Firebirds going the offensive attack once more. They go back and forth. It's Cancelliere trying to make a move again. Cancelliere with a dump off. Now try to get his pass back, and he will. He'll go right through the legs of his teammate looking for Burns. It didn't get to him. So Burns the great head ball to keep it in play again for the Firebirds. Upper Perkiomen up across midfield. It's the Indians trying to cut the lead in half down to 2-1. Perkiomen making a move with Ethan Barr. And Barr turns over to Ramos. And Indian went down to the ground. Tim Devine a little discouraged at the call. But the ball belongs to Upper Perkiomen. 10 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this first half. It's been all Firebirds. The scoring opportunities for Upper Perkiomen have been few and far between, but it looks like they'll have another one now. Devine hopping up and down. He's ready. So are the Indians. They'll send it towards the net, and it's tipped in the air and out of play by Tim Devine, who keeps the game scoreless for the Firebird defense. Will, however, be a corner kick for Upper Perkiomen. Along this far right corner. The Indians will have it in that corner. Both teams clustered in front of the net. Devine will have help. He's ready again. So are the Indians as well. Headed towards the net, and it's kicked away and cleared by Burns. Almost a perfect head ball. And now Bauer lofts it into the air. Herrera looking for a pass. He won't get there. He won't get it. Now here are the Indians up along the far side. Another stumble by a player. And Burns slide steps it out of bounds. Here is Jace Bauer, and Bauer sends a line drive kick through the trees over the fence in the 995 out of play. The two-hand throw in again. It's headed back up into the air by Bauer. The Firebird defense ready to turn away again. And here's Cancelliere. More great defense from the Firebirds. The Firebirds make the quick turnaround. It dumps off to Labrant Davis. And the Firebirds make a goal out of a scoring opportunity for the Perkiomen Indians. They will not be able to for the moment. Burns tries to make a move in. It's Herrera. Herrera. An off-speed centering pass, and it goes nowhere. Upper Perkiomen again trying to take it away, and Price lofts it into the air. Logan Watkins again goes to the ground looking for a call. Didn't get one. Now it's Fanelli. Dumps it off for Price. Price looking for a hole. He'll get one to Herrera. Herrera making a move. More fancy footwork from Lucas Herrera. And Herrera turns it over to Upper Perkiomen. Here come the Indians trying to play some good offense. They'll pass it through the legs of Labrant Davis. Davis staying in patrol, and now Fanelli takes it right back. Fanelli with a centering pass to Herrera. Herrera, more fancy footwork. Herrera to cut across the outside of the box. Centering pass, looking for Labrant Davis. Shot, did it get in? It did! Labrant Davis gets his name called for another goal. He had been taken out of the game completely before then, and it's 3-0 Firebirds with 7:25 to play in the first half. Labrant Davis, a beautiful shot in the top left corner. HGP, they've had fast starts all year. That has been their main key to victory, and they are certainly utilizing that key today. 3-0, and the first half is not even over yet. A lot can happen in 7.5 minutes. And a lot of good stuff has been happening for the Firebirds. And now here is the Firebirds again trying to play some more good defense, turn it into offense. Labrant Davis trying to make a move. The Firebirds make some substitutions off the goal. One of them on the field of play now is Thomas Walsh, the freshman, as well as Jaydan Perez. Now Ruppersberger. And it's a slow-rolling kick. It was blown dead, but the Firebirds take over. So it was ruled Firebird possession, but they quickly turn it over to Upper Perkiomen. And then a collision at midfield between Burns and an Indian. The Indian being Theodore Deskovich. And now another play is blown dead. It was Jaydan Perez, the other freshman, trying to get it towards the net. And it'll be called against him. So Upper Perkiomen has possession. The Indians with a stutter step. At the center field. An Indian goes down, looking for a call, and no call given to him. The Indian bench also looking for a call. They also go unanswered. And now Fanelli with a pass, looking for Burns, or looking for Walsh, or Perez, sorry. And looking for Jaydan Perez, but it went out of bounds just past him. So it'll be inbounded again by Upper Perkiomen along the near side. It's headballed in by James Friedman, one of the 3 captains for the Upper Perkiomen. And now the Indians again trying to take it over. It's Maurece Jean-Briand getting his name called for the first time today. The Indians with the ball again along this near side, in between that and midfield. Friedman making a move in. Price. More good defense. A centering pass headed towards the net. It went in, but it's blown off. The opportunity looked too good to be true for the Indians, and it certainly was, as the Vine, relieved that the scoreless game still stays true for the Firebird defense. And he'll be able to send it down. Tim Devine from in between the outskirts of the boxes. Devine up across midfield. It's headballed into the air, but then stricken right back down by the Firebirds. Cancelliere lofts it towards the net in the direction of the net. And now Fanelli takes it back over off the deflection. It's Justin Burns now. Burns weaving Burns to Labrant Davis. Davis, a stutter step. A great cut. Can he spin around him? He will not be able to, and it's forced to dump it off to Ruppersberger for a reset. Ruppersberger, line drive, shot towards the net. It's headed away. And the Firebirds will try to reset again. Ruppersberger goes down, and a tripping call goes against the Indians. Easton Ruppersberger will take over, or the Firebirds will take over at the very outskirt of a semicircle that has midfield. That is midfield. It'll be Price who lines up to kick it in for the Firebirds. 3:56 to play in this first half. 3-0 HGP with the lead. They have a golden opportunity to make it 4-0. And substitutions coming on for the Firebirds. 4 players on, 4 players off. Among the players off includes Justin Burns, who had a second goal today for the Firebirds. Looks like Labrant Davis may also be coming up to get a breather in these final few minutes. 3.5 to go. It's Price, who's been on for the entire first half. He'll kick it in. Niemczak behind him. It's Price who kicks it, and Price will overshoot the net by a little bit. So the Firebirds will have it at the outskirts of their own direct box again. The Indians have it at their own box. It's sent back up, and Perez keeps it in play. The Firebirds going around with it. It's Jean Briand along this far side. Maurece Jean Briand sends it towards the net. It's headed into the air and then deflected right back down. Now Perez to the near side. Going back and forth with it is now Jean Briand. Briand lofts it towards the net, looking for Massimo Ciocca, this junior. He couldn't find them. And now the Firebirds with, again, more offensive opportunities. It's Walter Graff going back and forth, looking for Perez. Perez went down, looking for a call. He didn't get one. And there's certainly been a very physical game for both teams. Now Aiden Heiser takes it across midfield for the Indians. Upper Perkiomen trying to get their name called for a good reason today. Absolutely nothing going well for them on offense. Ruppersberger tried to kick it away, and a great opportunity again for Upper Perkiomen, and again nothing happens. Devine had the ball corralled. He'll patrol the outskirts of his box at the 2-minute warning in his first half. It's dropped down by Devine. Punted across midfield for Perez. Perez will kick it away with a little bit of misdirected hit as the Indians take it over. Upper Perkiomen, and the ball goes right over the leg of a Firebird, which may have been Price. And Firebird goes down, and whistle called against Upper Perkiomen. That was Anthony Fanelli, the Firebird, who went down, but Fanelli quickly gets back up and comes across midfield and trots towards the net. A minute 23 to go in this first half. Can the Firebirds hold on to it like they've done for most of the game? Time of possession has been another huge key for the Firebirds offense. And again today, it's sounding true. And Upper Perkiomen will take it away off the whistle against the Firebirds. Final 60 seconds of play here in the first half. It's 3-0 HGP. Can they get one more on in this first half? Or will 3 be enough going into halftime? The Indians with a line drive head ball. At midfield, it's Perez. Perez, and he's whistled again. And again, Upper Perkiomen takes it away. 36 seconds to play in the first. The Indians are going full on aggressive. Back and forth was Upper Perkiomen with Matthew Wood. With another centering pass to the tall Logan Watkins. Watkins now dumps it off. He was looking again for Friedman. And now 15 seconds left. A whistle sounds and calls from the bench of the Indians. Sound discouraged. And Price, who lined the ball up, will just let the clock run down to all zeros. But the one thing that's not a 0, the Firebirds score. It is a big 3, 2 in the first 10.5 minutes, 1 in the final 7. The Firebirds have owned the first half. It's 3-0. 40 minutes gone, 40 minutes to go. Will 3 goals be enough? We'll find out in 10. All right, I'm good. So after an action-packed first half of soccer for the Firebirds with a 3-0 lead, they start off with the ball, but they quickly turn it back over to the Indians of Upper Perkiomen. The Firebirds are going to have a quick offensive attack, and a head ball just goes a few inches over the net to keep the game at 3-0. So a quick 30 seconds off the clock here in the second half. The Firebirds again a 3-0 lead after the first 40 minutes. Another 39.5 coming up. Perkiomen's offense could not get anything going. The Firebirds had tons of scoring opportunities. They were able to capitalize on the 3 of them. Burns with the head ball right after the clearing pass. And that has been the main issue for Upper Perkiomen so far, not being able to hold onto the ball after the opening face-off. Now here's Ruppersberger with a slow tap to Cancelliere, and Cancelliere overshoots the net. So the Indians goaltender patrols the outside of his box again, but will turn it back over to his defenseman to clear it down. Here is the Upper Perkiomen Indians. It's Luke Gerstenberg. He was one kicking down at midfield. Now Herrera gets the ball off of his foot. Dumps it off along the near side of Jace Bauer. And now it's Gerstenberg again. Shot, and did that go in? No, it did not. It was a great shot again by the Firebirds. But again, another good save by the goaltender for the Upper Perkiomen Indians. And it'll be a corner kick for HGP. Price sets it up inside his half square. He fires a curving kick in, and it's kicked out just a little too high and out of bounds over the net by Justin Burns, who has a goal today. He had his second of the game for the Firebirds. Here's Gerstenberg again. Gerstenberg kicks it down for the Firebirds with Ruppersberger. Ruppersberger kicks it down now for Justin Burns. Burns comes across the near side. Over along the HGP bench. Tries to get a pass over to Herrera. And it's kicked back up into the air by an Indian. Here come the Firebirds again with Burns along the far side. Justin Burns looking for a pass. When he won't be able to get to it. And Indian will kick it out of bounds. It appears to be Sean Donahue.
Dude, why are you saying my name?
Here are the Indians again up along the far side of the out of bounds. Or the border of out of bounds. Upper Perkiomen from across midfield. It's headed into the air by Ruppersberger. Ruppersberger back to Burns. And now here are the Firebirds. It's a leading pass for Herrera. It'll be corralled by Upper Perkiomen. Another drop kick punt up across midfield. It's Ruppersberger who heads it. Ruppersberger to Fanelli. Fanelli weaving in and out. Anthony Fanelli across midfield. Fanelli with a shot, and that goes just over the net again. And the third scoring opportunity for the Firebirds this half to go sailing over the net. And now again, the Upper Perkiomen goaltender goes over to his defenseman, Gerstenberg. Gerstenberg with a line drive kick up across midfield. It's headed into the air. Ruppersberger was then boxed out looking to head that ball himself. Ruppersberger across to Mike Cancelliere. Cancelliere to Lucas Herrera. Herrera makes a move. Herrera to Cancelliere. Cancelliere looking for somewhere to go. He's boxed out again. Here are the Indians with Matthew Fisher. Fisher trying to pass it on in. Cancelliere, you just got past him. And now it's lofted over the net of Tim Devine. There, the Indians with another offensive opportunity. It may have been Vincent Durant who kicked it towards the net. But either way, Devine not able to get his hands on it. And he'll send it back out, still up 3-0. Devine kicks it over near midfield. It's kicked into the air by Fanelli. Here come the Firebirds on the attack. It's Herrera up along this near side. Lucas Herrera tries to cut into the sideline. Pass it to center, nobody home. Coming out is Niemczak. Niemczak with a shot, and again, just goes over the net. Fanelli calling for a corner. Or is Herrera calling for a corner? But it'll be given to Upper Perkiomen. It's Gerstenberg again, up across midfield. It's headed into the air by Easton, Ruppersberger to Burns. Burns going back and forth with Perez. Perez looking for Fanelli, couldn't get it to him. Now Ethan Beede comes in, and Perez goes to the ground. A whistle goes against Upper Perkiomen, and the Firebirds take over. Here are the Firebirds on the attack. It's lofted towards the net and headed away by the Indians. Here are the Firebirds again. It's Jace Bauer. Bauer towards the net, and it goes out of bounds. So here's the Indians goaltender again for Gerstenberg. The line drive kick is headed away by Burns. And now Bauer again along this near side. Bauer, the centering pass, goes just under the legs of Herrera and cleared out by the Indians and headed ball back up into the air. Ruppersberger heads it again. Cancelliere heads now back towards the net, and Gerstenberg picks it up. Up across midfield on the far side, trying to make a move in are the Indians. The pass all the way down, and now the Indians the best scoring opportunity of the day. Cutting it towards the net, centering pass, and it's loose out in front, nobody home. And Devine comes well out of his own net to pounce on it. And Tim Devine has given up 47 straight scoreless minutes. So a pass from Devine goes all the way downfield and out of bounds up along the Firebirds bench, and the Upper Perkiomen Indians will have a two-hand toss-in. So whistles sound up along the Firebird bench, claps coming from said bench, and it'll be a Firebird possession. It's Price who lines up just outside the bench. Price will have another scoring opportunity. A 4-0 Firebirds lead may be insurmountable for the Indians. The whistle sounds. Price runs past it. It'll be an off-speed shot towards the net. It's loose out in front. Upper Perkiomen trying to clear it away, and it's Jules Roderick who gets the up along midfield. And now it's Price again who pulls it away. Price lost it towards the sideline and out of play. And kept away from I-95 by a member of the HGP coaching staff. So here are the Firebirds again, trying to keep it in play. They will. It's Herrera with a dump off, and it's blown dead. Fanelli had a wide open lane to a 4-0 lead. And there's an offsides call going against the Firebirds. And Upper Perkiomen takes over. Here's Fanelli. Fanelli up along the near side, or far side. Gets the pass right back from Herrera. Anthony Fanelli. It's a one-on-none. Fanelli with a shot on goal, and it just goes wide the net. Nobody home at center. Cancelliere, the closest one to it, but not close enough to get his foot on the ball. Ruppersberger now, and Ruppersberger will lose it out of bounds. But it's ruled off of the Indians. So it'll be a corner kick for the Firebirds. And Price comes over to the corner. And on Price, lofts it towards the net. It was through the heads of everybody and out the other end. Now Cancelliere up on the near side. It's deflected and it'll go out of play by an Indian. And the Firebirds will have a toss in for a throw in out front of their own net. Here's the two-hand toss in for the Firebirds with Fanelli makes a move. Fanelli, the pass to center, and it goes through through everybody, and again out of play over the net. It's Matthew Fisher who now clears it down for the Indians. And again, the Firebirds prevent anything from happening in their offensive zone, or in their defensive zone. Now it's Fanelli going back and forth with it. Fanelli at midfield. Fanelli with possession, and I'll dump it back off for the Firebirds. And it's Devine who will set it up. And Devine will clear. It bounces at midfield for Burns. Now here are the Firebirds again. And it's taken away. And now here come the Upper Perkiomen Indians from across midfield. And now Cancelliere the dump-off pass across to Lucas Herrera. Herrera now from midfield. Herrera dumps it off for Cancelliere. Cancelliere in the goal. An opportunity. And Cancelliere. A clear tripping call. No call goes against Upper Perkiomen. Cancelliere had a wide-open goal attempt, was tripped to the ground. And there's no clearer penalty than what was just not called. Like, that was a clear as day. That should have been a penalty shot for Cancelliere. But nonetheless, Upper Perkiomen takes it down over near the Firebird bench. And more good defense from HGP. And now more whistles going against the Firebirds this time. Price is shocked. And now Ruppersberger is as well. And there'll be a corner kick for the Indians. It looks to be clearly out of bounds off of Upper Perkiomen, but they'll hold on to the ball anyway. Clears the corner from the Indians. Over near the net, and it's headed away by the Firebirds. More great defense from HGP. Up at midfield is Cancelliere. Mike Cancelliere making moves. That's Lucas Herrera making moves. Herrera gets the pass back. Herrera outside her step. Herrera goes back across to Burns. An open shot attempt. And Perez, and it just got deflected wide. And Perez can't believe he missed it. It would have been a hard shot anyway. But Perez, valiant effort to get the ball towards the net. It'll stay at 3-0, and it'll come off. So Perez, a great shift on the field for him. Got a couple shots on goal. That one by far his best look, but nothing comes of it. Now Upper Perkiomen up across midfield. They'll head the ball around. It's now Burns giving it up. And Fanelli tried to get his leg in front of it to block it, but it goes up across midfield. The Firebirds put Maurece on in exchange for Perez. And now Devine with a line drive kick up across midfield. Upper Perkiomen, it seems like there was a miscommunication on the offensive attack. They had an opportunity to put it in, but nothing comes of it again. 26.5 to go in the second half. It remains 3-0 Firebirds. Not nearly as action-packed first 15 minutes as there was in the last half, with 2 Firebird goals in the first 11. Price with a slow roller over to Jaydan along the far side. Now it appears to be Labrant Davis, with Jaydan along the near side, Davis along the far side. And it's corralled again and dropped down again for a punt up to midfield. The Indians with the ball over on the far side, and the Firebird went tumbling to the ground. And the whistle goes against him. That was Justin Burns who went to the ground, and the whistle goes against Burns. Perkiomen will have a shot on goal. The Upper Perkiomen Indians with a shot. And it's headed ball away. And now here's Herrera making moves. That's Herrera weaving his way through. It's not Labrant Davis getting the perfect lead of a pass. Davis to the opening. Davis dumps it off. Looking for Herrera, shot, and it goes wide again. And Herrera also surprised he misses it. So Upper Perkiomen from the outside of their own box will again try to clear it down. 3-0 Firebirds with 24-44 to play in the second half. The winner of this will go on to the district semifinal, and the winner of that goes on to the district championship game. Here are the Firebirds. Again, it was Davis, and the ball got tangled up in his legs and out of bounds over near the corner. So here are the Indians at the outskirts of the box. They'll line it up and clear it. There'll be a one hot pass to their intended target at midfield, Matthew Wood. Now here are the Indians again, up across midfield, looking for somewhere to go. It's Luke Gerstenberg. Gerstenberg got the ball into the offensive zone for the Indians. Now get his own pass back. It's a dump off. Looking for somewhere to go again. This time it's Braden Jerome. And Jerome with a shot that was headed up in front by Brian Niemczak, and it trickled toward the net of Divine. Divine baiting an Indian to come anywhere near him, and then picks it up. It was James Friedman who he was baiting. And Friedman disgruntledly walks away. Divine picked it up, and now he'll drop kick punt it up against midfield again. Here come the Firebirds. It's Maurice Jean Briand over for Lucas Herrera. The Firebirds looking to play conservatively and keep their 3-goal lead. And now Burns with a quick turnover, forces away from Aiden Heiser. And now Divine got the pass deflected. And the first mistake by Divine all day, and a diving save to make up for it. Tim Divine with a full send diving save to the right side of the net, and the score stays at 3-0 Firebirds. It will be a corner kick, however, for the Upper Perkiomen Indians. It's sent towards the net and well over everyone, headed back to center, and the Indians are forced out of the direct offensive zone. Now they try to come back with it, with Ethan Barr. Now it's Burns along the far side. A Firebird went down, no whistle, and now a very late whistle. The Firebird player is still down, but he'll get back up. Here's Divine. Divine with a line drive pass in midfield. It's head ball back up in favor of Ruppersberger. Now over to Burns. Burns and Fanelli with a 2-on-1. And a whistle once again goes against the Firebirds, so it'll be taken over by the Indians. Here's Upper Perkiomen. A shot to center, and it's again caught in midair by Tim Divine. Divine, in the last 2 games, has now had nearly 100 consecutive scoreless minutes. Here are the Firebirds again. It's a one-bounce pass to Labrant Davis. Davis with an opportunity to pass back out. Shot, and he scores! The Davis to Herrera connection is alive and well as the first goal of the half for either team. And it's 4-0 Firebirds. Labrant Davis with his second goal of the game, or this time it was Herrera from Davis. Herrera with his second goal of the game. And it's 4-0 Firebirds. Sorry, it's Herrera with his first goal. The fourth different player. Or was I right the first time? Yeah, the fourth different player today for the Firebirds to score. Fanelli, Burns, Davis, and now Herrera. So 4-0 Firebirds, 21 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the half. And most likely, in the Upper Perkiomen Indian season, the Firebirds trying to move on to the city semifinal. Or the district semifinal. Now a shot, and did that go in? No, it was on the outside of the net. Devine, another diving save to keep it away from the net. So now Devine will settle it and let it rest. The pullback is late. It's a slow 2-hop ground ball past the midfield. It'll be taken away by Upper Perkiomen. Easton Ruppersberger now. Ruppersberger downfield. Looking for Labrant Davis. It'll be intercepted again by the Indians. Up along the far side. And it'll be inbounded by the Firebirds. It's Price. Takes a step up. Gives it a one-bounce pass to Davis. Now here's Upper Perkiomen making their way around midfield. Maurece Jean Briand, again looking for somewhere to go with it. Briand being pressured away. It's lofted towards the sideline. It'll go out of bounds back behind the net. And Price will be the one to kick it down for the Firebirds. But he'll give it up to Tim Devine. So Devine will kick it down for the Firebirds after the out of bounds ball by Upper Perkiomen Indians. So the Indians make some substitutions. Possibly bringing some seniors on for one final shift with 19 minutes to play, as the Indians will need a miracle to combat this all-star HGP defense and an offense that has been relatively unstoppable as well. Here is Upper Perkiomen. That'll be a quick turnover to Cancelliere. Cancelliere with a slow rolling dump-off pass to Lucas Herrera. Herrera dumps it off again to Fanelli. Fanelli with some stop and go. Fanelli now a centering pass across to Easton Ruppersberger. Ruppersberger will hold on to it. Winds up, fires a shot, and it's tipped off the glove of the Indian goalkeeper and out of play behind the net. 18.5 to play in the second. It's 4-0 Firebirds. So Upper Perkiomen coming in with a lot of momentum before today. They had just beaten a number 2 seed in the district before today's game, and now may fall to number 3, unless a miracle were to happen. Here are the Firebirds with a weave play in and out. Looking for somewhere to go. It's Ruppersberger. Ruppersberger gets the ball cleared away. And now Upper Perkiomen across midfield. Now on the offensive attack. A pass across. Looking for Jared Van Pelt. Van Pelt towards the net. Shot and he scores. And the shutout is over for the Firebirds. It's 4-1 HGP. A goal off a tip-in. It may have been by Jared Van Pelt. And Upper Perkiomen on the board late with 17.5 to play in the second. Do they have a miracle within them? It's still a 3-goal deficit they'll have to overcome. And the Firebirds will start with the ball. And now Fanelli dumps it off to Price. It's a quick clear pass all the way down to Labrant Davis, and it's blown off. And more calls of discouragement from the Firebird defense. It's Jean Briand, Niemczak, and Walsh. Or Ramos. Now here are the Indians up along the far side. And an Indian went down. Maybe Vincent Durant, one of the captains. So now Burns looking for somewhere to go, and he gets that pass knocked away. But the Indians will hang on to possession. So here's Upper Perkiomen trying to cut it on in. It will not work out. Burns drops it off for Fanelli. Fanelli up across midfield. Now looking for Davis. The speedy Labrant Davis gets the ball. Open net. Davis, a centering pass, and it's a great defensive play by Upper Perkiomen to keep it at a 3-goal deficit with 16-19 to play in the second half. Now it's Lucas Herrera up along the top right corner of the net. Top right corner. Herrera sends it out far of the net. Fanelli heads the ball back towards the net. Cancelliere had an opportunity, but it's quickly pounced on by the Upper Perkiomen goaltender. Now Upper Perkiomen up across midfield. It's number 35, who is not on the roster at the moment, who had the ball. Upper Perkiomen cuts on in the center. Shot, and that's saved by Tim Devine. Trying to restart his consecutive scoreless minutes back up to 3. Here is HGP with Fanelli. Fanelli up across the side. Fanelli with a centering pass for Labrant Davis. And an off-speed sidestep shot towards the net. But nothing comes of that one. 35 again takes it across midfield. Looking for somewhere to go. Upper Perkiomen, solid steps. More great defense from Maurece. Jaydan, who hasn't had a lot of action today. Jaydan swings his leg around. But it's quickly taken away and controlled again by Upper Perkiomen. It's headed back away by Brian Niemczak. The Firebirds going back and forth with it, playing more games of hot potato. Nicholas Durant with the ball. And a Firebird goes down that appears to be Herrera. And Herrera will slowly push himself back up. It's Brian Niemczak who has a line drive pass up across midfield over the leg of Burns, over to Fanelli. Fanelli coming across the box, Fanelli with a drop off to Labrant Davis. Davis trying to make it move in. Over near the corner, Davis being pressured out. The ball looked to have gone out of bounds. It's not called, and now it is. And possession awarded to Upper Perkiomen. And again, more disagreeing calls from the Firebirds, and again, rightfully so. .38 left to play in the second half. The Indians running out of time. The Firebirds looking to nurse the clock. It'll go off the head of Cancelliere for the Firebirds. Now Jaydan with a dump off. And a clearing attempt is blocked down by the head of an Indian. And now here is Herrera. Lucas Herrera makes a move. Great hip check at midfield. Now Fanelli trying to make a move in against Cancelliere. Cancelliere loses it. Now Herrera trying to take it back over, and he could not. Upper Perkiomen inching their way yard by yard up across midfield. Now they go on the offensive attack. Upper Perkiomen, and they'll take it. Here are the Indians trying to cut it in. It does not work. It was Vincent Durant, one of the 3 captains for the Indians. And now a whistle will go against the Indians as Devine came out of his own net to try to pounce on it and had the ball kicked away. And he's still discouraged. There was no call for that. Now here is Tim Devine. Devine sends it back over out and just out of bounds along the sideline. HGP will take it. Going back and forth. It's 35 again. through the lanes, and it's coming back up to midfield. Perkiomen from the top half of the semicircle. Upper Perkiomen. Out in front of the net. It's dropped back off and deflected away by Maurece Jaydan. That saved another goal for the Firebirds. Now here are the Indians going on offensive attack. The ball will die out right before it goes out of bounds. Or maybe not, it will go out of bounds. Tim Devine will get the ball right in front of his own net. So Tim Devine drops it off with 11:17 to play in the second half. It's a one-bounce pass looking for Ethan Beede. Beede off the head ball, gets turned back over to Upper Perkiomen. Perkiomen gets the pass. It's Michael Kuskowski. They'll be kept in bounds by the Indians up along the far side. They look to go right through two defensemen. They will. Here comes Upper Perkiomen. No call, and a shot goes just wide of the net. The Firebird faithful has been very disappointed in the refereeing today. Multiple missed calls against both teams, but a lot of missed calls that should have been against in the Indians of Upper Perkiomen. It'll be a corner kick for the Indians. They'll off the towards their own net. Ball loose out in front. The Firebirds tried to clear, and it's kicked out of bounds by Matthew Wood. 10 minutes even to play in the second half. 4-1 Firebirds with the lead. They had a great 3-goal first half. They had one early on in the second half. But Upper Perkiomen, just about 7 to 8 minutes ago, got their first goal of the game to make it 4-1 and cut the lead by 25% down to 3. Now here are the Indians going back and forth with it. Fanelli loses it. Now it's Jules Roderick. Roderick with the pass. Jared Van Pelt. Pelt loses it. And now it's Labrant Davis. Davis again showing his speed. And Davis goes tumbling to the ground. No whistle, and now finally a whistle. And it goes against the Upper Perkiomen Indians with 9 minutes to go. The Firebirds with a quick jump start with the ball. It's Herrera along the far side. Herrera goes to the ground. And another whistle goes against Upper Perkiomen. And things starting to get chippy late. Here's a shot in by the Firebirds. It's headed up into the air by the Indians. It comes over to the far near side with Labrant Davis. Davis with the pass over to Jaydan. Maurece Jaydan. And it's loose out in front. It tried to be caught by the Indians goalkeeper. Burns had an opportunity, and now it's Fanelli along the Firebird side. Fanelli with a pass on in. It's headballed back out to midfield. Now it's dropped off for Thomas Walsh. Walsh again looking for somewhere to go. Now it's Herrera. Herrera has an opening. Herrera keeps it in bounds and kicks it along the far side. Now a shot on goal. It's saved out in front. Fanelli was trying to go for his second goal of the game. And Indian is tripped up. The call goes against the Firebirds. 7.5 to play in the second half. 4-1 Firebirds still hanging on to their lead. Here is Upper Perkiomen. It's sent back down again by HGP. Here are the Firebirds. Being outrun for it is Walsh, and Walsh is forced to the ground, but it'll stay with the Firebirds, and it'll be a corner kick for HGP. Or almost a corner kick. So Price will shuffle it over to the corner. Both teams lining up in front of the net. Price winds it up. It's headballed back towards the net by Fanelli, and Price tried to keep it in bounds, but it just wasn't fast enough. 6.5 to play in the half. 4-1 Firebirds still. Upper Perkiomen out in front of their own net with all the seniors on. They'll clear it up across midfield. It's lofted into the air by Burns. Burns goes right back. And now more back and forth action from Durant. And Durant, a slow ground ball passes, gets intercepted out in the midfield by Herrera. And Herrera will keep it in bounds. Or goes out of bounds by Herrera with the inbound. And now Labrant Davis with the pass by Herrera. They'll cut back over. It was headballed and deflected by a little bit by Justin Burns. And now more weaving action going on for the Indians. And the ball got all the way down over into the Firebird net. And now the Indians with the ball at midfield. That was Luke Gerstenberg. And Gerstenberg called for the whistle. He doesn't like it, but the Firebirds take over nonetheless. So it's Lucas Herrera who will start with the ball for the Firebirds. 5 to go in the half. Tim Devine has been spectacular. He's allowed 1 goal all game. It was a confusing shot to read, but it has been his only mistake. The Firebirds' offense has also been immaculate. Only 4 goals on the board, but maybe 40 scoring opportunities. Now Ethan Beede with a head ball in midfield. Beede dumps it off to Labrant Davis. And Davis now lofts it over the Jean Briand. Jean Briand lofts it over the head of Labrant Davis. And now Walsh trying to keep it in the Firebird offensive zone. It'll be cleared out for a brief split second. Headballed back in. And Indian will go to the ground. The freshman Jaydan Perez will help him up to show good sportsmanship here towards the end of the game. Here's Luke Gerstenberg again. Gerstenberg drops it off. And he was looking for Jared Van Pelt. It was deflected back up straight into the air by the Indians, and they'll have the inbound. They'll throw it in, 2 hands, 1 forward step. Over on the near side's Jackson Phillips. Phillips for the drop-off. Here come the Firebirds. It's blown dead again. There have been a substantially larger amount of more plays blown dead today than there had been in the vast majority of Firebird soccer games this year. Under 3.5 to play in the second half. It remains 4-1 Firebirds. The Firebirds will also have the offensive possession for the moment. Up at midfield is Burns. Burns with a quick turnover back to the Indians. And now the Indians go right back to Thomas Walsh and the Firebirds. Walsh to Burns. Burns is led. Burns trying to get towards the net. And it's scooped up and picked up by the goaltender for Upper Perkiomen, who slap shots it back up to midfield. And it's Jean Briand. It'll be a 2-bounce pass that goes out of bounds over into the track. Here come the Firebirds again. It's a weaving kick off the leg of number 35, who's also not on the roster. So now Anthony Ramos drops it off for Tim Devine. Ramos went to the ground, looked for a penalty, didn't get one. And now here's Herrera. Herrera looking for his second goal of the game. All 4 goals for the Firebirds scored by different people. Herrera, the shot. It goes wide. He goes to the ground again. And more disagreeing calls coming from the Firebird bench. And these referees have certainly been letting them play this game. 2-minute warning here in the second half. The Firebirds are off the corner kick. It'll be a slow roller towards the net. Lofts it up into the air for Walsh, who can't get anything on it. Now the Firebirds loft it down. HGP, it's a one bounce pass over for the Indians. Going back and forth with it again. It's Upper Perkiomen, and the Firebirds keep him out of the direct offensive zone. Now the Indians take it back over across midfield with 1:39 to play. Going back and forth with it is Upper Perkiomen. Now the Firebirds across midfield. It's lofted up into the air by Walsh. Walsh passes it across to Herrera. Herrera looking for Walsh again. Walsh got there, but had the ball kicked away from him right after he got his foot on the ball. It's Herrera going right back to Walsh again. And the play was blown dead due to a whistle. But the Firebirds retain possession deep in enemy territory. Final 60 seconds of play here in regulation. It's a 4-1 Holy Ghost Prep Firebird lead over the Upper Perkiomen Indians. Whistle sounds. The Firebirds trying to milk the clock for the final few seconds. They'll move on to the district semifinal game, which will take place on Tuesday, November 1st. Herrera with the ball, trying to move on in towards the net. It's over near the sideline. It's taken away by Upper Perkiomen. 25, Brandon Hernandez. And Hernandez kicks it out of bounds. It's Price with a quick inbound pass to Herrera. That play is blown dead. The Indians take over. Vincent Durant. A two-hand forward throw-in. After taking one crow hop up. Final 10 seconds. The Indians with the ball at midfield. Claps coming from both benches as the Firebirds will have possession to end the game. Justin Burns kicking it around. One of the 4 players to score a goal today for the Firebirds. And they take this district quarterfinal game 4-1 over the Upper Perkiomen Indians. The Firebirds offense absolutely immaculate throughout the entire game. 4 different players able to score goals in Fanelli, Burns, Davis, and Herrera. The 4 big superstars for the Firebirds today. All of them getting multiple shots on goal. Again, your final score, the Firebirds 4, the Indians 1. We'll be back in a minute with post-game coverage. All right, hello everyone. Welcome back one final time to HGP Soccer post-game show. The final score: the HGP Firebirds 4, the Upper Perkiomen Indians 1, and the district quarterfinal game, the first of 4 to take place today. 2 of the other 3 are number 1 seeded Radnor versus number 8 seed Upper Moreland, which starts at 7, and then number 4 Springfield Township versus number 5 Westchester East, starting at 6 p.m. Both are interesting, but the one that means the most to us is the third game between number 2 Phoenixville versus number 7 Lower Moreland, which also starts at 6 p.m. Phoenixville coming in at 16-1-1 in the regular season, but they lost in the first round of the Pioneer Conference playoff to Upper Perkiomen, who the Firebirds just beat today. Lower Moreland coming in as the high underdog at 9-8-1 in the regular season. After those games, for the district semifinal, which will be Tuesday, November 1st. If Phoenixville wins, the Firebirds will have an away game, but if Lower Moreland pulls off the upset, it'll be a home district semifinal game for the Firebirds, which will have a broadcast. For the district final, it'll be Thursday, November 3rd at 5 at Norristown High School on the road, so probably no broadcast. For the states, if the Firebirds have to make it that far, for the first round, it'll be November 8th, quarterfinal November 12th, semifinal November 15th, and these are all at neutral sites. And then finally, the state championship game, November 18th at Eagle View Middle School in Mechanicsburg. So with that, we close it out on a high note. The Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds move on to the district semifinal game. They'll face the winner. They'll face the winner of any of those remaining 3 games. But Phoenixville versus Lower Moreland will be the game to watch later on today at 6 p.m. I'm Caden Stewart. Thank you all for listening. Go Firebirds.
Holy Ghost Prep ties it up. Holy Ghost is on the move.
Yeah, Firebirds had a lot of momentum.
Right from the jump for the Firebirds, who look really good.